All right, so I wrote a book. Wait, is this a book? I wrote a prompt and I printed it on pages. Whatever. I wrote this guidebook. And look. It's on printed paper, but it has troubleshooting steps and stuff. And essentially, I used AI to help me write this, but it wasn't as simple as write this for me. I wish it was. This took weeks to put together because AI is way too straightforward. So there's so many nuances that when you give it a prompt, if your prompt isn't worded correctly, it kind of runs away with it. And sometimes you want it to, but when I'm trying to build something, yeah, not the way I want to go about this. So I did my CompTIA certification, the Security Plus certification. I realized I kept asking AI to dumb it down, and I ended up using AI a lot more than I used any other material. I did watch YouTube vids and stuff like that, so I was using multiple resources. But essentially, I ended up creating an interactive training program that worked for me. Now, it did have some nuances that I was willing to deal with, but I wanted to eliminate those nuances for somebody else. So you'll kind of see in the next few videos I'm going to be uploading, me kind of breaking down the process, what it is. And you'll even see my interactive exam change because the one I had kept having glitches where it skipped questions. So that I put up with, but because of the failure log, those questions will end up on a failure log. Even though I was good in that section, I would have to review it later on because, you know, it was something I didn't get right. So it was counting against me. So I changed that whole structure to now where you can't submit the quiz until it's done. So just fixing it for other people, but this took me weeks to kind of put together. I wish it was as simple as asking the AI to just train me, but it's not. It's funny when they're like, they want to bring these things to school, and you're like, no way, that's not going to work because, for one, kids have different personalities, and for two, AI is too specific for a prompt. If depending on what you ask it, Xbox turned it off. Depending on what you ask it, you can get a different result for each student, so that's not going to work out. So this is a Gemini prompt. And it's Gemini because mostly I work with Gemini like that. Other people like ChatGPT, stuff like that. But a full interactive training program. You're going to see my videos as they come up. Me kind of breaking down the process, what they are, how it works, stuff like that. One of the big things is like the interactive quiz. When you do a quiz normally, you take your quiz, you get your score, you're like, oh man, let me do that again. And when you come back, it's the same questions. And the problem with it being the same questions is sometimes it's less about you knowing the answer to the question and more about you remembering what the answer was when you got it wrong the last time. In this case, you're not going to get that same question. You got to know this information. This is actually going to be more difficult, supposedly, than the actual exam. I put 130% worse than the exam is because you can fail this at home. And that's fine. You're in the comfort of your house, but you don't want to fail it on the thing. So if it's harder than the actual exam and you're like, why the frick is this so hard? That's great because you will know it. You won't just remember it. Memorize it. And that's what I'm going for. So I'm going to start uploading videos for these prompts as we go ahead. Oh, today's drink of choice is going to be Crown Marquise with cherry Coke, mainly because there's only cherry Coke in the house. But it tastes good. I got ginger ale, but yeah, I'm not gonna like the Crown Marquise with the ginger ale. Hey, kitty. But yeah, but this is showcasing my free time. I'm waiting for my background check to go through, and while I sit here and wait, I wanted to do something with my time. And if this could benefit somebody, that's going to be great. But overall, it's 8 pages. It's going to be digital. I printed this out because I wanted to copy for myself. Like, wow, I did this. I can't use it because it has to be digitally inputted into the Gemini app. But I've gone far. You're going to see the infographic or the first picture. That took me a couple hours to make because you can ask Gemini to do this, and you're like, nah, I don't like that. All right, do it this way and do it that way. okay, change here, change this section. And then all of a sudden I'd be like, well, this particular thing is outside of my capacity. And I'm like, you just freaking did it a second ago. And then you got to open up a whole new chat window, re-ask it to do what you want it to do, and it'll suddenly be able to do it. So this is not me just going and saying, hey, type this up. I actually went through the nuances, every section, every page, every prompt. I will ask it to correct me, to give me a better directive on how to instruct it. And I generally like to ask it to tell me how to prompt another AI. And I realize it's the best thing to do, because if I just ask for a directive, it's like, okay, here you go. But if I say prompt another AI, it'll write it in a way that an AI can understand, which is way, way, way better. And that's what I'm going for. So this is the Gemini prompt. I do have ChatGPT. I do have Grok. This version I'm holding in my hand is for desktops. I do have it for mobile phones. Nuances for mobile phones, the interactive exam. It can't be loaded as an HTML document or HTML document interactive feature in Canvas. So what it has to do then is output it as a PDF. The person will then open it, fill out the PDF for the interactive exam, re-upload it back into the Gemini prompt, the Gemini program that we're running, and then it will check the quizzes, and then it will go ahead and log the failures and all of that. So unfortunately, it's not a perfect system. I would have loved everything to be self-contained. I looked into writing the program that would do all of this without the need for Gemini. Unfortunately, I do need the AI system. Whether it's Gemini, whether it's ChatGPT, whether it's Grok or whatever, I need the AI system when I write the program. So I got stuck at the importing the AI library or porting to the AI library, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. I asked and I asked, and it was just like, it was more complex than my mind's capable of. I'm sure there's a programmer out there that could do it, but I would love to have this as my own self-contained AI program, but that's not gonna happen. I'm just not capable of writing that code. I'm shocked I got through all of my coding classes. Robin will tell you I was paying for tutors to walk me through and explaining the process and double checking my work. So I'm not the best coder, and that was just more than I was capable of. These cats are fighting. All right, so a lot of talking. I love to talk. That's why my videos are long, because I'm yapping. But yeah, you're gonna see the other videos. They're also long, sorry. But this is what I'm going to be doing now. Essentially creating a training program utilizing AI. And if it does good, and people are happy with it, maybe I'll do some more creations with other subject matter. But for right now, we're working on the CompTIA Security Plus. Deuces.